In a world where danger doesn't knock first, the smart ones stay strapped and squared away. A good self-defense handgun isn't just gear, it's your insurance when the world goes sideways. That moment between peace and panic leaves no time for second guesses or jammed slides. What you carry says a lot, and when things get ugly, it better say reliable. This list isn't for range day show-offs or weekend warriors playing operator. It's built from real-world carry habits, street-proven performance, and thousands of rounds downrange. From steel-frame beasts to featherweight polymer warriors, every piece here has earned its rep by doing work, not just looking pretty in promo photos. Forget the marketing fluff and internet armchair opinions. This is the raw, unfiltered lineup of what Americans actually carry to stay alive, stay legal, and stay dangerous. These are the sidearms that stay close when everything else hits the fan. This time, we're going 12 deep. 12 handguns that keep showing up in holsters across the country, for damn good reason. Let's hit the list and see which pieces are leading the charge. This one right here is what I call a crowd pleaser with brains. The Shield EZ is not trying to be tactical or flex capacity. It is built for one thing and it nails it: accessibility. Whether you are brand new to handguns or have arthritis that makes slide racking a chore, this pistol makes life easier without sacrificing reliability. The EZ stands for easy, and that is not just a cute name. Easy to rack, easy to load, easy to clean. It comes in both 380 ACP and 9mm flavors with a soft recoil spring and light trigger pull. Capacity is 8+1 in the 9mm version, which is decent for its slim frame. Barrel length is just over 3.6 inches, so it carries well under a t-shirt or hoodie. It is hammer-fired, not striker, and that gives the trigger a smoother, more consistent feel than you would expect. Plus, it has a grip safety and optional thumb safety for those who like extra peace of mind. Not everyone wants to carry something that feels like a race gun. This one is comfortable and forgiving without feeling cheap. Honestly, I recommend this to first-time gun owners all the time. And a lot of the old-timers who just want something simple that works end up loving it too. If you are someone who values ease of use over raw firepower, the Shield EZ is hands down one of the smartest picks out there. Now we're talking Eastern European precision. The CZ P10C is the kind of sleeper hit that people only realize is awesome after they actually shoot it. It's a striker-fired compact pistol with a 15+1 capacity and a trigger that might just make your Glock jealous. Barrel sits at 4 inches, and the whole thing feels balanced like it was made to ride on your hip all day. What makes the P10C stand out is that crisp break and the crazy short reset. It's got that satisfying click that tells you you're ready to let another round fly without having to overthink your trigger pull. Grip texture? Spot on. Not too cheese grate or aggressive, but grippy enough for sweaty hands or gloves. The only downside is that CZ still hasn't flooded the aftermarket scene like Glock or Sig. So finding holsters and red dot mounts can take a bit more digging. But if you're willing to put in 5 minutes of research instead of impulse buying at your local shop, you'll be rewarded. Bottom line, the P10C feels like the Glock 19's more refined cousin. Less hype, more performance. And once you shoot it, don't be surprised if it becomes your new go-to. First time I picked up the PDP, I said out loud, damn, that grip actually feels like someone put thought into it. Walter was not messing around with this one. Chambered in 9mm, running 15+1 capacity, and offering different barrel lengths starting around 4 inches. This thing is all about control and comfort. The standout is that performance duty trigger. You hear the name and think, yeah, sure, more marketing nonsense? But this one delivers. It breaks crisp, resets fast, and gives you that confident feel when running drills. You start trusting it quick, and that is a rare thing with striker-fired guns straight out of the box. Serrations are deep and sharp, so press checks or slide racking feel solid even with sweaty hands. It is optic ready, and Walther's mounting system is miles ahead of what some bigger brands slap together. The only real knock is that it is a bit thick for tight concealed carry, especially if you dress light. But as a do-everything pistol, home defense, range, even open carry, It is an absolute beast. Let's be honest, the P320 didn't just land. It straight up invaded the market. Between civilian fans and military contracts, this thing went from new guy to kingpin in record time. Chambered in 9mm with a 17+1 capacity in its full-size version, it brings both firepower and flexibility in a way few guns do. Here's the kicker. The fire control unit is the serialized part, not the frame. That means you can legally and easily swap out slides, grip modules, even calibers, and basically have a whole new setup whenever you want. One gun, multiple configurations, without hitting the FFL every time. The trigger is clean enough from the factory but turns buttery smooth with a good upgrade. Recoil is light, and the grip angle feels natural, especially for folks who are used to striker-fired platforms but want more room to customize. It might not be the smallest pistol out there, but what it gives up in stealth, it makes up for in shootability and versatility. This is the kind of gun that feels just as natural in a holster as it does on the range. The P320 is not just along for the ride, it's driving. This is not just another plastic gun. It is a modular machine built for real-world users who demand options. You ever hold a pistol and think, how the hell did they fit that much gun into something this small? That's the Hellcat. It's Springfield's compact answer to the CCW arms race, and it came ready for a fight. Chambered in 9mm with an 11+1 base mag and a 13-round extended option, it packs heat without hogging pocket space. The barrel sits just over 3 inches, and the frame melts right into your waistband. The grip texture hits that sweet spot, sticky without being cheese grade or aggressive. And that flat-face trigger? Not match grade, but way better than what you'd expect on a micro compact. One thing I love is the sight setup. You get a high-vis front and U-notch rear that's fast to pick up, even under stress. Plus, it's optics ready. So if you want to toss a red dot on there, no gunsmith required. Now sure, it's snappier than a full size, but it's totally manageable, especially with a proper grip. And it conceals like a champ. T-shirt? No problem. Light jacket? It disappears. Yeah, I know. Taurus used to be the butt of every joke in the gun world. But guess what? The G3C changed the game. This thing ain't your daddy's janky budget pistol. It's a compact 9mm with a 12+1 capacity, short 3.2-inch barrel, and surprisingly good ergonomics for a gun that usually sells for less than a night at a halfway decent steakhouse. The trigger is decent. It's got a little take-up, but it breaks clean and has restrike capability, which some folks actually dig in a carry gun. It ain't a match trigger, but for a budget CCW piece, it's absolutely good enough to trust your life with. Plus, the grip texture is aggressive in a good way. It sticks in your hand without chewing it up. The G3C doesn't need hype, it just runs. While it may not carry the same rep as a Glock, it proves itself where it counts, on the trigger. Tested across hundreds of rounds, it stays smooth, consistent, and surprisingly resilient, often outperforming pistols twice its price. It's not going to turn heads or win any beauty contests, but it gets the job done. It rides easy, runs clean, and leaves you with more cash for what really matters. Ammo, no frills, no flex, just a solid carry gun that shows up when you need it. You want a full-size duty gun with a sweet trigger, decent mag capacity, and you're not trying to sell a kidney for it? Then yeah, the Canik TP9SF might just be your new favorite. This Turkish-made striker-fired beast comes with an 18+1 capacity, a crisp 4.5-inch barrel, and out-of-the-box accuracy that honestly makes you forget it's under $400. It also includes extras in the box, like a decent holster and cleaning gear, which most brands would charge you double for and still act like they're doing you a favor. The trigger is where the Canik flexes hardest. It breaks clean, resets fast, and feels like something you'd expect on a much pricier pistol. It's the kind of gun that'll have your buddies doing double takes at the range like, wait, you paid how much for that thing? It's not without its quirks. This isn't exactly a minimalist's carry gun. Size-wise, it leans full duty, not deep concealment, unless you're built like a lumberjack or rocking a trench coat straight out of 90s cop shows, but throw it in a solid rig, and it pulls double duty with zero complaints. A rock-solid home defender and a range workhorse that just happens to be carry-capable when set up right. Honestly, the TP9SF punches way above its weight. If Glock and CZ had a reckless love child who liked showing off for cheap, this would be it. If German engineering had a poster child for striker-fired handguns, it'd be the HK VP9. This thing is like the Audi of carry pistols. Sleek, precise, and smooth as hell. Chambered in 9mm with a 15+1 capacity and a 4.1-inch barrel, the VP9 brings serious quality to the table right out of the box. No tuning, no upgrades. Just grab it and go. Where it really shines is ergonomics. The grip is one of the most customizable in the biz, with swappable backstraps and side panels that actually change the feel, not just for show. You can tailor it like a custom glove. Then there's the trigger, crisp break, solid wall, and a reset that's clean without being twitchy. Now, let's be real. It's a little bigger for concealed carry unless you're committed, and paddle mag release might weird out folks used to push buttons. But once you get used to it, it's actually pretty slick. Plus, the VP9 has been run by elite law enforcement and military groups across Europe, and those guys don't mess around. So yeah, it costs more than your average plastic fantastic, but it earns every cent. You want serious performance with zero drama. This is it. If there's one gun that made the old heads stop mid-sentence and say, "Wait, what's that little thing packing?" It's the Sig P365. This pistol did not just shift the concealed carry game, it body slammed the old rules. Before it dropped, the common wisdom was simple. Small gun means low capacity. You want double digits? Then you carry a brick and deal with it. Sig looked at that nonsense and said no thanks. They gave us a micro-compact chambered in 9mm with a 10+1 capacity, and it still fits in the palm of your damn hand. Barrel length sits at 3.1 inches, and it weighs just under 18 ounces unloaded. It rides light, hides well, and still shoots like a full size once you get behind it. The grip is shockingly ergonomic for such a short frame, and the trigger is clean for a striker-fired carry piece. Snappy recoil? Sure, but totally manageable with a little practice. Then there's the ecosystem. You want red dots, night sights, compensators? Sig gave you variants, accessories, and a following that turned this thing into a platform, not just a pistol. And here's the deal. When a gun makes even die-hard Glock guys swap out their EDC, you know it hit a nerve. But even with all that praise, there's still one pistol that beats it in the long game, one that refuses to give up the throne. So let's stop dancing around it and call it what it is, the undisputed champ of reliable carry. Yeah, you knew this was coming. It is like ranking best pickup trucks and pretending the F-150 is not in the top spot. The Glock 19 is the poster child for reliable do-it-all handguns, and for good reason. It has been the go-to for law enforcement civilians and weekend warriors for decades now, and it still runs like a champ. You get a compact frame with a 4.0 2-inch barrel and a 15+1 capacity in 9mm. It is striker-fired with a trigger that is not exactly buttery, but it is predictable and consistent. And when you pull that trigger, it just goes rain, mud, sand, it eats it all and asks for more. I have personally seen Glocks go thousands of rounds without a hiccup, and I am not even talking about the torture test videos. Real-life abuse, and it keeps kicking. One of the biggest reasons the Glock 19 still dominates is the aftermarket. You can mod this thing into anything you want. New slide, new barrel, new trigger optic, cut laser, stipple job, the whole deal. Or leave it stock, and it still works like a charm. People love to hate it because it is so common, but that does not mean it is boring. It means it is trusted. When folks ask me what one pistol they should own if they can only pick one, this is what I point to. It is not flashy, but it never fails. That is why it is king. All right, fellas, we've been through the heavy hitters, the hidden gems, and even a few pistols that'll get you side-eye from the Gucci gun crowd. But guess what? Every one of these handguns earned their spot the hard way. Not through ad money or tactical cosplay, but through performance, trust, and real-world carry. From the Glock 19's boring but bulletproof consistency to the P365's game-changing size-to-capacity magic, these are the tools folks actually strap on when life gets unpredictable. You might lean revolver. You might live in appendix carry land. Either way, the goal is the same. Be ready, be trained, be smart, and don't let anyone guilt-trip you into buying what looks cool on a brochure but sucks in a real fight. Test it, carry it, know it inside and out, because when it counts, fancy marketing won't rack your slide for you. Now, I want to hear from you. Which one of these is riding on your hip, or did we miss your go-to steel friend entirely? Light up the comments and let the debates fly. Stick around, you won't believe what I'm bringing in the next video. Could be classic, could be crazy, but it's going to be worth your trigger time. And that's it for now. Brothers, I'm out. Catch you on the next one.